Hi, everyone. This is Cricket Song with Uner Wisdom, and you're watching a live chat to promote a new series that I am doing with Adam Balan of the Witchy Show called Practical Witchcraft. And Adam is here with me tonight, and we're basically going to just talk about the series, our experience in creating the series for you. We'll take questions from you in chat. If you're sitting in chat and you're watching and you have questions for us, we'd love to hear from you. So say hello, Adam. And you know what you should do? You should introduce yourself to people who might not know who you are on my channel.
Okay, well, I'm Adam Balan.
I'm sorry, Balan.
That's okay. And I am the host and creator of the famous and controversial channel called The Witchy Show. It is a channel that is devised towards really kind of just slamming people with the truth and putting my own spin on things and sharing my craft in a public way. I'm known for doing docu-series and Netflix-style series. I have one going on right now called The Grimoire. And aside from that, that's pretty much The Witchy Show. I
think I was trying to make your last name sound more French. Balan. Hey, Anthony. Hi, Alice. Yeah, so that's Adam. If you don't know who he is, shame on you. I've been watching you. I've been watching him for I don't know how long now. It's been a while.
A couple of years almost.
Yeah, yeah. And he definitely has wonderful information available, and he definitely is fun to watch. He makes me laugh more than once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, his trailer was made available today, my trailer or sneak peek, I think is what it is, the sneak peek. And going forward, our videos will come out. I think we're scheduling them basically the same time.
Yeah, they should come out. I think we said Saturdays.
Or is it Sunday? Yeah.
Remember Saturdays? What our Excel
Sundays. It's a weekend.
Yeah,
yeah, Saturdays. I think it's Saturdays because I was originally scheduling videos for Sunday, but I switched it so that we could be.
Yeah, because I think this May 4th is a Saturday, which is when it.
Yeah, happens. Right. I'm sorry, my cat is under my desk now, and I told you he was going to be. Oh my God.
It'll be on Saturdays for the next 36 weeks.
36 weeks. Yes. I think I'm only on week 22 right now. I still think I have like 14 videos to record. Yeah. A lot of videos. Yeah, I know. Adam's like, I told you it was too many. I know he's saying this. Well, and I was like, no, not a problem. We can do this. Do them all or don't do it at all. And
I originally said, this is too many. We need to cut this down. And that's exactly what you said. And then I finished them all and uploaded them and gave you the Excel sheet of all the times and the videos. And
I know.
And then you came back a week later and was like, I can't do this. And I was like, too damn bad.
I know. It's a lot of work. I don't know. I think, it's like those things where you're sitting there and because originally I wanted it to be 52 weeks. I wanted it to be a full year. But I talked about it being a collab channel. Yeah. And then I realized that was going to be too much work. And that would have been. Yep. Now looking at just doing the videos, just you and I, if it had been a collab channel, it would have been a whole lot more work. I'm glad I didn't do that. But yeah, I should have cut it in half. I should have cut it.
Could have cut it in like a few halves, like in quarters, and made seasons out of it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know. I think in my head it wasn't going to be as time consuming as it actually ended up being. Because I mean, so the way that I did it, and Adam did it a little differently, but we still addressed the same topic in each of our videos, but we approach it in a different way, which I think personally, it's a great combination of what we got going here. But I forgot where I was going with that.
You were talking about how you approached it as opposed to how I approached it.
Right. But I had I get distracted by a question in the chat. Someone's looking for your channel.
Just look up the Witchy Show.
Yeah, or I think I put the link in the information section too.
I don't
You
know.
can find it. I think I did.
Okay.
I hope I did. If I didn't, I'll go back and add it. But I think I was trying to get to the point where it's, going into the topics, even though we cover the same thing, we approach it in a different way. And it's one thing to sit down and do it yourself. Like, so for me, I'm actually doing a demonstration. So it's one thing for me to just do the work without worrying about, is there enough lighting for the video camera? Can everyone see what I'm doing in my space? Is this a good angle? Worrying about that puts an extra work on what I'm trying to do. Where if it was just me standing in front of my altar, I wouldn't have to worry about all the extras. And then uploading the video and then editing the video and then doing all that. It's just more time. And someone just turned my lights out. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, it went dark for a moment. I thought it was going to be on his channel.
So we're doing it in both ways, where I have 36 episodes on my channel and Lunar Wisdom has 36 episodes on her channel. And we both will link each other's episode in the description of each other's episode. So if you watch hers first, you go to the description, you'll get to see a link to mine, and then you can watch mine and vice versa. And
right.
I always say in all of my videos to make sure you go down and you check out her video as well. So it's on both channels. It's not just one.
Right, right.
I'm more into doing smaller series.
Yes, he is. Which, like I said, if I would have really, I think maybe if I would have done the first few videos.
Yeah. I should have let you record them first and then come back and be like, yeah, we can definitely cut this down.
Yeah, I would have definitely, at least half. I mean, because like I said, I got up till episode 21 or 22 done. And like right now I'm like, yeah, that was enough. That's a lot of information.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to do the other 14 videos. I just need to.
I did mine a little differently than
you did
hers. Mine is more comedic. There's a character that you guys have probably already seen in the trailer called Cindy Lou Who. Again, Cindy Lou Who is not anybody from the YouTube community or the witchy community or anybody that you might know. It is just an embodiment of all of the fuckery, if you will, that I saw last year on social media and on YouTube and Facebook and all that fun stuff. And I just wanted to have some fun because I have a series out right now called The Grimoire that's really dark and really gritty. And I wanted to just kind of let you guys have a breather from that and also see some comedy. And it was a way for me to get back to how I originally started my channel, which was sassy and a little bit arrogant, a little bit egotistical, but always, there's a point that's made. It's really, I arrive at it pretty quickly, that kind of thing. So I wanted to have some fun with it.
Yeah. And I think for me, I mean, what I wanted to do, why I wanted to do this is because on my channel, I've never really done a series like this. I mean, I think I have my psychic empath series. And then I have the live streams that I'm doing, which is like a series, but I've never done an actual witchcraft series on my channel. I mean, I did have like an incense series for a while, but this is actually looking at what an intention is that someone might have and how someone would approach it in a very practical way. Because as I've said, if any of you have watched my videos or my channel for any extended period of time, I'm a very practical person. I mean, it's not that I don't enjoy dramatic, big ritualistic spells and rituals. I like them, but in all honesty, those are fewer and fewer in my own practice than they may have been in the past. And my magic and my craft is very practical, and very simple in the way it's done, but not simple in the intention of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that's really interesting about our series is that nobody else is doing anything like this. Nobody ever has done anything like this. We like you've mentioned, you know, people have done live chats, people have had each other on their channels, people have exchanged love mail, people have kind of collaborated in that way, but no one's ever really collaborated on a series in the way that we're doing it. And it opens up the space in the witchy community so that we're not all on our own little islands in the same sea. We're building bridges between our islands, and that's what I really like about this series.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Adam brings in the humor, because really mine is very, this is a demonstration, this is how I would do this, or how you could do this, or just an idea, a starting point where you can say, oh yeah, that sounds good, and then sort of spring and make it your own. Obviously, you know, take my suggestion or the video of what I'm doing and build on it, remove stuff, add stuff, however you feel would work for you. I think that's really important. And I'm not in any of the videos I am going to be uploading. I never say that this is the only one way that this can be done. This is a way I might do it, or I did do it, or I could do it, or I'm inspired to do it today. It doesn't mean that next week, if I were to do the same intention or the same spell, I do it exactly the same way either.
Yeah. The other thing to notice, or to note, or that you will notice, is that our videos are very different, not just in terms of the humor and all that stuff, but also I believe you do more actual demonstration, whereas at the time that I was recording it, I was going through some personal issues. So I do more of a sit down, these are the ingredients I might use, this is the way that I might use them, as opposed to a demonstration, because I didn't really have the money at the time to actually do demonstrations on all of them. So I didn't want to, quote unquote, waste ingredients, if you will. So, and neither of us do actual spells. They're just demonstration purposes.
Right. I mean, I talk you through, and I think the fact that it ended up being the way that it is, where you were like sitting there and talking about it, and then me actually doing a demonstration, I feel that it really works well together. Yeah. Because then you get, you know, I'm sorry, my cat, say hello, meow meow. Hello. It's almost like you get the lecture. If I were to compare it to a college class, right? You get the lecture and then you get the practical lab. Kind of thing. So Adam gives you the lecture with the stories about it, the personal experiences about it, the humor with it, and just the whole commentary about it. And then you go to my video and you're going to get, okay, go to your altar, stand like this, make sure you're in this mind space, take this and add this and do this and say that. It's more of a practical thing. And I think, like with any sort of teaching type stuff, that's the way that I found has always been successful. You get a commentary, you get a feel, you get personal experiences, you get the funny stories, and then you get an idea of how you might do it at home.
Exactly.
Or, you know, so that's why I think this really works well together. This might not have been how we originally intended it to be, but I think the universe, the gods, the spirits have guided us to present it in this way. So I think this is going to be good. I hope you all are excited to see it.
Yeah, it premieres in, I believe,
next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You we have a bunch of people in chat. Have you guys watched our sneak peeks already? And what are your thoughts? What are you thinking? What are you guys thinking right now? And do you have any just questions about what you're going to see in a week? See what they say.
Maybe they'll figure out who Cindy Lou Who is. It's a running joke that I have in the series is because it is a character. Again, it's not anybody from the witchy community, but I have this running joke in the series where it's like, we will never know who Cindy Lou Who is. Cindy Lou Who could be anybody. Like, it's kind of hilarious, and it's showing off in the trailers.
It's amusing. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. I agree. Everyone seems to be their own thing. I love the way you're doing it. You balance each other. I do. I agree. I do. I think we do balance each other out with this series. It should be. I can't wait to see how people react to it.
Yeah.
I really can't wait to see it. And Adam had mentioned maybe doing something similar or taking it as inspiration for something in the future too.
Yeah, I'm planning, nothing's set in stone right now, but I'm planning a spin-off series of I think it's only 6 episodes for next year.
Only 6?
Yeah. The running title right now is The Craft, but
nice.
We'll have to
Nice. I can't wait to learn so much more with visuals and reading. Love the sneak peek. So well done and intriguing. Totally drew me in. That's all inspired by Adam. He did his sneak peek first. He let me see it. And I said, well, let me try to create one that's similar to yours, but not exactly like yours, but inspired by yours so that we have some sort of consistency.
Yeah.
Because the series, even though we approach it in different ways, there's still this basic outline. You know, we're going to talk about this week and this week and this week. So I wanted to have some consistency in the beginning too.
And if I'm correct, my videos are much shorter than yours. I think mine clock in at about 16 at the longest minutes long.
Yeah. I think in general, mine are probably 15 to 20 minutes. The first episode is long though. The first episode is long, but that's because of I show you how I craft an incense. And then when I do other videos, I just refer back to the first episode, because there was no way I was doing 45-minute episodes every week. Are you freaking crazy?
When I first started recording the series, the first episode was an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
It was going to be a 2-parter, and it was going to air on the same day. And then when I started doing the second episode, it was 45 minutes long, and then I was just getting really exhausted and worn out. And I was in a space I was at a place in time where I needed to make sure that all the content for this year was done because of reasons, and I managed to figure those reasons out. If I could, I would go back and redo some of the episodes, but I think that they will play out just as well either way.
Right.
So
someone wants to know, what was your favorite one to record?
I don't really have the last one.
The last one. I'm trying to look at it. I mean, I still have some to record. So up until this point, so I have weeks 1 through, what is this? 1 through 21.
Yeah, like this. For those who don't know how long 36 weeks is, this ends in like the 1st or maybe 2nd week of January. Like it runs straight through from May 4th to January of 2020. Like this is every week nonstop.
I'm only recorded up till September. Adam's got it all done because of the circumstances. He needed to have them all done. I was trying. I'm like, okay, you have them all done, Adam. I'm going to have them all done before May 4th, all of them. And I guess I could, if I were like tomorrow recording 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I could probably get them all done and recorded, but I would be pushing myself this week, and I'm just not going to do that.
The ones that I did was I pushed myself pretty far, and just to get them done. Editing was pretty simple.
Yeah,
I used the same music, the same intro every time. So the music gets a little repetitive. Unfortunately, I apologize for that. I wanted to give it more of like a southern kind of bluesy kind of tone to it with a lot of sepia as like the overlay, if you will. I really like how it turned out. I just can't wait for people to see it.
You know what? I think the one Now that I think of it, up until now, like I said, I only have 21 videos recorded, edited, ready for to be published. I think the prosperity one is my favorite up till now, but I still have a bunch to record, so that could change. So the prosperity one, because I really enjoyed doing that spell, that is week. What week is that one?
I think I hated that video the most.
Your video.
I hated the concept of the prosperity video the most because I was like,
really?
I was looking at it and I was like, how many times have they seen me do a money spell?
Oh, well, see, you know, I haven't done really stuff like this. So what is that one? That's in the first, what we, to attract wealth, episode 4. Episode 4. Yeah. Episode 4. I think that's my favorite. But I, again, like, you know, I haven't really done a lot of spell type things on my channel. So that's probably why.
I think it was hard for me to do some videos because I'm so open about what I do in my craft.
Right.
And I share a lot of my craft. I mean, I'd say I share about like 30% of what people see, and the other 70 is off screen, as it probably should be. But it was difficult for me to do some episodes because I was like, I've talked about this or I've shown this before. And I had to fight myself to be like, hey, why don't you guys go reference this video? And
yeah, because then his videos would have been 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
Hey, episode 4, money magic. Go check out this video. Bye.
Like, here's a playlist of videos. Bye.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember also talking to Adam throughout my recording them, going, I don't know if I want to do this. I think I'm showing too much. I think I'm sharing too much. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of uncomfortable with this. I remember saying that more than once.
Yeah, but
during
it's
this
also
whole
only demonstration, and as you've said many times and probably do in your videos, it's not just one way of doing it. There's a thousand ways, and for this video, this is the way that I chose to do it.
Right. Yeah, I do. And I say this is for demonstration only. And I don't, when you start watching it, I don't share a lot of personal, like I don't share my evocations and things like that. So there's still a lot I don't share. And again, like Adam pointed out, I'm not actually doing the spell on camera. I wouldn't be able to. I'd be too aware of a camera watching me as I'm doing it. For me, I just wouldn't be able to focus properly. It's different if you're doing it with people with you. I've done plenty of spells with people in a group, in a circle. That's different for me than a video camera watching me. It's just different.
Yeah. And I can always just like pretend the camera's not there.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't. I'm like, oh my God, it's got to be perfect just to look right. I know in this whole thing, and that was another thing. No, everything isn't just right. I think at some point my cat was bothering me, or and I edited some of it, but I didn't edit a lot. So you'll see. Hopefully it turns out okay. Well, it doesn't matter. It's done. So I'm like, those episodes are done. I am not reshooting anything. Let's see, what else are people saying? I can't wait to see them. Some people learn through being told what to do. Some people learn by being shown what to do. This is very true.
I tell, she shows.
Yeah, exactly. I just watched both sneak peeks, and the way the series is presented makes it seems interesting, unique, and inspiring. Oh, yay, Marco. I'm glad you think so. If the series is a success, will there be a second series?
I thought about it, and I mean, it's still definitely a possibility. If Lunar Wisdom wants to do a second season, I'd be fine with that, just as long as it's not 36 again.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're covering so much in the 36.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, as long if people enjoy it, we get a lot of views and people seem interested in it. Maybe Adam and I could come up with something different. I don't know. Well, I'm open to it, I guess, is what I'm thinking.
I guess we just have to see how it plays out, and then next year we can, after the series wraps, we can discuss if we want to have a second season. I know I am doing a spin-off. Again, it's not 100%, but I've got the ideas. I've already got a couple of the episodes kind of recorded and planned out. The spin-off that I want to do is a darker version of Practical Witchcraft. It's still along the same lines. It still follows the same type of thing. It just goes in a different direction, more about my craft and the things that I work with. But if this series is a big hit, then I wouldn't mind coming back for, a second season. I've seen plenty of TV shows that do really well and they come back and they have a spin-off. So
Yeah, I am open to it. Like I said, and he suggested we'd have to kind of see. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but yeah, no 36 videos again.
Maybe 12.
Maybe. Yeah, 12 would work. 12 would work. Because that's like 3 months, 4 weeks, 3 months. Yeah, that might work. Message retracted. What other series would you like to do together, depending on how it goes? I don't know.
I don't know what else we could do. I was thinking when she had proposed the idea of doing a series of because she's really into the tarot cards, like on her channel, of doing a series on tarot, like different spreads or different interpretations of spreads. But I've noticed on my channel, tarot readings do not, like, they get me maybe 12 views.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they do really well on your channel.
They do.
But so I don't know what other series we could do.
And that is a good idea, because I'm kind of getting tired of doing my tarot spreads videos.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, honestly, I mean, I have a few more to do. And then I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of, I don't know, getting bored with just, picking a spread, laying it out, doing an interpretation, and then, so maybe we could do something like that.
Like, in theory, we could pick like 8 spreads or something and do different interpretations on them. I mean, the videos wouldn't be as long as these ones are, but we'd get some good inspiration on how to read different spreads.
Yeah, maybe we could do something like that. Yeah, that might be interesting. Adam and I will have to discuss that. I also was thinking, with his grimoire series that he has out now, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, well, that might be a good thing, because when I had my Patreon page, I had a series of blogs, which are sort of similar to what you're talking about in your grimoire series, more like personal, working through your personal shit.
Mm-hmm.
I had a blog series on my Patreon, but I've gotten rid of the Patreon page. And I was thinking, I could kind of cover what I was covering in those blog posts in sort of like a video series.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Do you really want to get that personal? And
that's what I mean. I mean, I would, but I guess my audience is what I'm a little concerned about, because it's one thing to be that open and honest with people on Patreon, where you kind of have a filter of who is watching. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I mean, here in YouTube land, it's not even necessarily your subscribers who are watching it. Just someone could just happen along and watch one of your videos. There's like no control there. And I don't know if I'm comfortable getting that.
But the other thing that I stated in the sneak peek, Honesty and Darkness for the Grimoire, was that you can't tell a lie, and you can't put something out there that's fake, because people will see right through it. And the other thing that Ember Honeyraven, I think, had mentioned to me, or maybe I'd thought of it, was that it's your truth and it's your honesty. And if people want to come for you, then that's their fault, not yours. That just shows how much personal growth they have to do and how many inner demons they have to battle with.
Right, right. And I understand that. But what I'm saying is, do I even want to share that? Because I can decide who I share it with and who I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want that kind of stuff to be that public.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I struggled with the grimoires, wondering if I wanted this, because some of the stuff that I touch on is really, really deep and really dark. And I didn't know if I wanted to put that out there, but I've been journaling about it for so many years, mostly in the form of poems and songs and stuff like that. But I decided that why not turn my YouTube channel into a journal for like 8 episodes and see what happens.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think. It's one thing for me. I feel like, and this is just somatics, but it's just, I feel like for me, it's one thing to write about it, and it's one thing for me to sit in front of a camera and talk about it.
Well, it becomes so much more real.
Yeah, I don't know if that's it.
Because for me, when I was writing about it, it always felt like, okay, great, it's out, it's in a book, I can put the book on a shelf, never have to worry about it again, whatever. But by sitting down and talking about it in front of a camera, it just makes it feel like it actually happened. It's something that you went through personally, and by just verbally vomiting it all up, it's like there's this giant thing that's lifted right off of your shoulders. I mean, it's not for everybody, that's for sure. I mean, it really depends upon the nature of stuff that you want to talk about. Like I said, I get deep and dark, and that's definitely not for everybody.
You know what I think it is as I'm listening to you talk about it, for me, and this is just for me, because, you know, of my personal experiences and philosophies and thoughts, when I write about something, I have control over how it's presented. You know, I can write it, I can read it, I can rewrite it, I can edit it, I can choose specific words in a specific order.
Yeah.
My imagining of what I would have done, although I guess I could script everything if I wanted, I could like write it out and then speak to the camera about it. Yeah. But as I imagine speaking to the camera about it, it's not written, and it's just as it comes out of my mouth is how it's going to be recorded.
Yeah.
That isn't as controlled. And I think that's the key for me. Yeah. Written words I'm more in control of my written word than I am of my spoken word.
Yeah.
You know, because usually when I speak, it's just how I'm feeling in that moment. And it's just, this is just it. Bleh. You know, where the written word is more controlled. And I think that's the difference for me.
Yeah. And I was going through a moment in time recording all of this where the lesson that I was being taught by the goddess and by Clonic and by every other freaking entity that I have walked through this house is that I need to give up control. I need to just give it up and accept that I can't control everything and just learn how to deal with that, because in my situation and with what the grimoire deals with, I never had that control growing up, or I've had to take that control growing up. I had to manipulate the situation to have control over the situation and all that fun stuff. So it was really interesting to just, I could have scripted it, but I decided that what we're going to do is we're going to go unscripted. It's going to be rambly. It's not going to make a lot of sense sometimes, but it's really going to convey a sense of realism. I've done something like this before with the Only Human documentary, which was more about my channel and how I got to where I am. But I wanted to do something where it was like, I'm just going to word vomit. I'm going to put a bunch of really nice imagery and music together, and then I'm going to word vomit, and then more nice music and imagery, and then next week. So.
Yeah, because I you know, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I have some stuff that about a personal experience and you know, just in general, in how I came to where I am with my own practice and relationship with the spirit realm that other people probably can relate to. You know, other witches can relate to. and maybe I could help someone through a difficulty that they may be going through at this point. But again, I don't know if I want to be that.
You would have hated it if I came to Seattle then, because these are all the things that I would have interviewed you about.
Oh, well, we could talk about it. I don't know if I'd want. I mean, I can, if someone's just asking me questions, I think that's different than just sitting alone with a camera and just talking to the camera. If someone has questions that can sort of steer you, I feel like it's a little easier to navigate, you know? I think it's different, at least for me. You know, so someone sitting and asking me questions, that's different. Sure, I'll answer your questions. Because I think then people would ask me things that maybe I wouldn't, people won't ask the things that I was thinking of talking about because they wouldn't know the questions to ask to get that information, kind of thing, you know, still kind of a control thing. But someone suggested we could do a series on, what was it? Psychic abilities or psychic experiences. And then someone else suggested we could talk about privacy and witchcraft. I mean, that privacy and witchcraft could be a video. I don't imagine it could be a whole series.
Could be a video. I mean, mine would be 30 seconds long. I've never had any.
Yeah. Did you all watch the new Sabrina series on Netflix? If so, what were your thoughts?
I haven't watched the second season. I watched the Christmas special. I'm not a big fan of Sabrina in the direction it's going. I feel like there's a political agenda there that is so prevalent, and it's kind of turning me off of the TV series. I don't have an issue with people of color acting or it being mostly a female cast. That's not my issue. My issue is the agenda that they're trying to. A lot of TV shows are doing this these days because of the political climate we live in, and the sensibility issues that we are facing. It's too much in this show for me. So it's hard for me to binge watch it like I might Game of Thrones or Nashville is what I'm currently binging. So
I watched it. I watched the first and second season and the Christmas special. I watched it all. I liked it. I guess that's it. I don't know what else to say. I mean, yeah, I like the series. I mean, it's a series. I think I felt like some of the things were kind of a little cheesy, but then again, I feel like it was sort of tongue-in-cheek kind of cheesy anyway, like it was supposed to be. I mean, considering the characters came from a comic book, which is kind of cheesy to begin with, I sort of feel like it was true to the idea of a comic book, and I feel like some of the things had truth in it but were exaggerated because it was fiction and it was, you know, like a comic book. So I didn't have a problem. I also, though, didn't sit there and try to dissect everything. I know some people sat there and watched it and were, I don't know why, but they were trying to dissect each, you know, is this a true spell? Is this a real spell? Would you really? I didn't. I watched it for the end.
Those things up online. Like, for example, Supernatural uses a lot of Solomonic ceremonial imagery throughout. Obviously, it's been embellished and is obviously fake for TV.
Right.
I didn't like how Sabrina portrayed Wicca. I get what she's trying to do with that, but again, it felt too political for me. And the other thing is that I guess I just didn't like the fact that they tied it really heavily to Satanism. Like, I get that it's a comic book, I get that it's fictional TV, but it also does paint, and I'm going to put this in political terms, but it does paint witchcraft as that 1980s D&D and the devil thing. Like, it kind of puts it in that category. Again, it's a TV show. It's not meant to be taken seriously. And it kind of bothers me when people look at a TV show that uses magic, like Vampire Diaries and all those other ones, and they're like, oh, does this spell work? And like, can I use that spell? There is definitely a thing called pulp culture witchcraft. Charmed heavily influenced it, and so did Buffy and shows like that. But I think people have to realize that there is a very distinct line between reality and fiction. And it's interesting to see that those lines get blurred with TV shows like Sabrina.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't have a problem with the witchcraft kind of melding with Satanism theme kind of flowing between the two. I didn't have a problem with that. But then again, you know, I know what my witchcraft is like.
Yeah.
And I know what I do within my own witchcraft, and I know what doesn't resonate, what I don't do. So, I mean, I guess, I don't know. It didn't bother me. I mean, if someone's going to watch this, Sabrina or anything else, and assume that that's what my witchcraft is, then shame on them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care. I don't care what the fuck people think about my witchcraft. But because I know what it is, and I know what it's not. But I understand how other people could be upset though too. I understand that too. Did y'all okay? What do you think of Always a Witch? What did you think of Always a Witch? Not sure what that means.
Wasn't that Netflix show where it was in English?
Oh, I only watched a couple of episodes. I didn't finish watching it. Oh my God, my daughter and I were watching it.
Yeah. I
don't remember where we left off.
I have a hard time focusing on shows like that because usually I watch TV at night, and that's after a few bong hits. But shows like that are hard to watch for me in general because there's subtitles. I don't have an issue with TV shows that require subtitles, but I don't always focus on the TV. Like, I like to put on something that I can watch and then surf the internet on my phone and like get lost in an article because I'm far too baked.
Yeah, like I said, my daughter and I were watching it. I don't remember where we left off. What we watched, I liked so far. It was like 3 or 4 episodes, I think. She just mentioned it the other day that we didn't finish watching it, and we have to finish watching it. Like, I understand there are Luciferian witches, but I agree it did seem to push the whole witchcraft equals Satanism kind of idea. Yeah, it did. It did seem to think that all witchcraft was Satanistic. But yeah, it didn't bother me. I mean, I guess maybe because I don't know. Not that, I mean, I don't know. I think
the political agenda bothered me more than the fact that it tied itself to Satanism. I get that it's based off of a comic book and it's a darker version of Sabrina. I just miss the cute Harvey, the quirky ants, and the closet door where they would be teleported to God knows where. Like, that was what I missed, like the 90s version.
I never watched the 90s version.
The 90s version is really good.
Yeah, I never watched it. So I have nothing to compare it to. I took it for what it was showing me. And I tend to like darker shows, you know. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. We have about 15 minutes left. Was there anything else that you wanted to say about our series?
That it's starting in 6 days and goes until January.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have to do anything on my channel in terms of content because people have been asking me to do more spell videos and get back to that kind of stuff. And I sort of do in practical witchcraft. I just don't do the demonstration stuff. It's more sitting there with ingredients in front of me and I'm telling you how you could use them. I think there's a video or two where I do make an oil or an incense or whatnot, but it's more of a lecture than it is a demonstration type of thing. I just didn't have the time or the resources at that time to really sit down and do all of that.
Yeah. And like I said, for me, I just have the last 12 videos to record.
14.
14.
Yeah, you're at 20.
Oh, 14. I'm at 22. Yeah. 14. I don't know. Yeah. I guess that's it. We have 15 minutes. We got to fill up 15 minutes. I guess we don't. I mean, who knows if, I don't know where the number is to watch how many people are watching our live stream. Google used to have a number that you could see right on the screen, but I don't see it anymore. So I don't even know. We may have lost some people to see because they went to go watch Game of Thrones. But
well, the Mother of Dragons is more important than us, apparently.
The Mothers of Witchcraft, the preacher man, and yeah. I think Sabrina was a little bit of a disappointment because I come from a Christian family, so it's just hard when there are shows that paint witchcraft with an overall generalization. Well, I think all shows, though.
Yeah. You either get it where they paint the witches as really good people, like Charmed, or you get it where there's an in-between, like Vampire Diaries and Supernatural, or you get it like Sabrina and I think the other show was Salem.
Oh, yeah, I liked Salem.
Yeah, where it's painted more darker and more sinister. So, I mean, you're going to get the spectrum. And again, this was based off of a comic book. They already had their direction they were going in.
But you know what? Even the witches on Supernatural were either bad or they were or are connected with Satan or the devil in some way.
They're generally painted as bad, evil people.
I know.
But there are a few episodes where Sam and Dean come around and like use them for help and don't kill them.
Yeah, but they just don't kill them because the witch has something on them, like Rowena. I mean, they don't kill her but she has the...
No spoilers. I haven't finished this season yet.
I'm not done with it yet either, but the witches are not cast as helpful.
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah, you are going to get over generalization. You just are, That's what makes good TV, though. And I was telling my husband, it's always good when you're watching something or when you're reading something or when you're playing a game. I feel like the best stories, the best conflicts, the best drama comes from when you have something that's 100% good and something that's 100% bad. And you have the clash, the conflict between the two sides, the white witch and the black witch, the white magic and there's always wonderful drama and conflict when you have that. But life is not that cut and dry. Life happens within that gray spectrum. You will be hard pressed to find someone who is 100% altruistic and good, the good guy, always doing for the other people. And you'll be hard pressed to find someone who is bad, just does bad for bad's sake, a human being who is just bad and always destructive and just 100% motivated by nothing but evil. Life people generally aren't that cut and dry. They're more in that spectrum of things. And that doesn't always make for wonderful stories. It's just life. And it sucks sometimes, and it's not fun to watch. So when you're watching TV shows, usually it's that good guys and bad guys, and who are you rooting for kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. But our show isn't like that. Our series isn't like that. Well, maybe Adam has some drama characters in his narrative on his episodes.
Gotta keep it spicy.
I know. Well, like I said, you give the fun, you give the story, the narrative, and I just do the demonstrations.
Exactly.
Yeah, not so fun. Yeah. So that's about it. So the episodes are going to be out on starting May 4th, every week at
it's noon Mountain Time, 11:30, I think, your Pacific time.
Pacific time. Yep.
Yep.
So, and he'll have a link to mine and I'll have a link to his, and you'll be able to watch the two pieces. And definitely we're looking for feedback to see how you enjoy the shows.
Yeah, and the way that I will know if there should be a second season or if a spinoff is a good idea is based off of the analytics, because I always look at that to see if there's a spike during that time of viewing, to see if people are interested. So
yeah, people seem to like the sneak peek. I had a lot of views on mine.
Well, that's good.
Favorite witchy YouTuber or blogger that I could recommend? Well, you need to be watching our series and you need to be watching Adam's stuff. So we're here to promote the series, our series, and our channels. So that's what we're promoting tonight. All right. Awesome set of YouTube videos you got there. Love you. Peace be with you. Blessed be to you and all those who love nature. So mote it be peace. Okay. On that note, thank you, Adam, for coming on, and thank you for doing the mini series. What, the mini series?
Well, it's not mini.
It's not mini. There's nothing mini about it. Thank you for doing this series with me.
Yeah.
And thank you for being on on my channel and doing the promo.
For sure.
And until next time, everybody. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.